Chapter 2: The Harvest Festival. My condolences, I didn't mean to pry. It's fine, besides even if I am not mourning I would still be wearing black and white. They're my favorite colors. So what's the sheriff's son doing working at a tavern? Oh, we own it so. Leah nodded. Harvest Moon Festival? Yeah, we call it that when there's a full moon during the Harvest Festival. The mayor asked your family if you could come. I assume that's why you came down from the castle. No better way to get to know the townspeople. I was too tired to pay attention. I'm sure that the mayor had already sent for your parents this morning. It's the last day. In that case, I'm sure that they would be here in a little while. Tyler took Leah to the town square where the festival is being held. Oh, there you are, Tyler. And Miss Haven, I'm glad to see you in the festival. Emma said as she and her brother Edward walked over. Leah narrowed her eyes, and Tyler said, This is Emma and Edward, they're the mayor's children. Leah nodded silently. Miss Haven, the townspeople are beside themselves. Since you thrown out much, if not all of the late master's staff. Emma was suddenly cut off by Leah. Yes, our servants begged us to come along since there was an outbreak in our old city, so we had to pack up and go. Not all of us made it out, unfortunately. And there were no servants to speak of. The whole place was empty when we came in. Leah said in a monotone voice. We gotten off on the wrong foot. You see, one of the girls from the local orphanage is now old enough to work. And my sister promised father that will help her find a job. Edward said apologetically. How old is she? Leah asked reluctantly. She just turned 10. Send her before dusk tomorrow. We're still moving furniture. By the way, I woke up in the middle of the night and thought that I saw a dead gypsy staring at me. Leah said as she stared at them without blinking. Tyler, Emma, and Edward looked at each other. Then Tyler said, You were probably just tired from your travels. One of the maids claimed to have heard a bongo playing. Gypsy music. She said flatly as she stared at them. Well, it looks like your parents have arrived. Tyler said as he saw the carriage. Mr. and Mrs. Haven wearing an all-black ensemble. I'll leave first. Leah said as she walked away. There, finally we'll be able to get rid of that witch's daughter. Edward said with a smile. You're the one who said that. They then saw their father walking over to Leah and her family. Emma and Edward then ran over just in time to hear Mrs. Haven thank their father for helping them out. Don't worry, Mayor, we only need the girl for a small task such as cleaning up the greenhouse. As soon as everything is in order, we will hold a ball. Mrs. Haven said. Splendid, I look forward to it. The mayor said with a smile. Leah walked over to where the dance was. Tyler's mother saw her, looking eager to dance. She called her son. Sweetheart, go ask Miss Haven to dance. She then pushed her son over to Leah. He then walked over to her. You want to dance? He asked. I am not sure I'm dressed for such a celebration right now. Believe me, no one will mind whether you're dressed in black and white. Tyler then offered his hand and Leah took it reluctantly. After dancing, they took a walk on the edge of the town. Fireflies. Leah said with a smile as she saw them glowing in the woods. I want to take a closer look. They then walked into the woods. Tyler watched her closely as her features and silhouette was illuminated. Then for some unknown reason, he could suddenly see scenery around them. The trees, the green grass and moss. The magical scenery made Leah even more beautiful to him. She frowned when she noticed him staring at her. Is there something on my face? No, it's beautiful, my lady. Leah narrowed her eyes and turned around. Tyler just smiled at her. Then they heard growling and prowling and wrestling coming from the bushes. You hear that? I think we should go back now. I think it's a wolf. Tyler said, as he took Leah's hand and guided them back to the town. However, Leah kept looking back because it didn't sound like a wolf. Then all of a sudden, they heard a hissing sound, making her pull Tyler back to stop. I don't think it's a wolf, Tyler. Wolves don't hiss. We are going to run, and whatever you do, don't turn around and stop. Let's go, Tyler said as he grabbed Leah's arm and made a run for it. If you like this story so far, subscribe so we can reach 1,000 subscribers. They run together until Leah decided to face the monster herself. Before Tyler knew it, Leah had disappeared and he became frantic as he searched for her. Meanwhile, she stood in the shadow watching him look for her as she stood on top of the trees. Her eyes glow red as she gazed at the creature. A lion? But lions don't hiss. Let's take a closer look. Just then, a flock of crow swooped down and attacked the beast. Leah stopped in her tracks when she saw Tyler standing not far away. She narrowed her eyes and was baffled by what she saw because it seemed like Tyler was controlling the crows. Tyler's eyes was entirely black, then he started to run and look for Leah, who was standing on a tree branch above him. When she saw the monster retreating, she thought, being alive for more than 400 years means you see a lot of things other people won't experience in a single lifetime. But even this baffles me. When you don't know what to make of things, the most logical thing to do is to look for answers. Leah. Leah. Tyler. I'm over here, she said in a sorrowful voice. He then ran over to her. Are you hurt? No, but my dress got ripped, she said as she lifted her skirt slightly. We should go back, come on, I'll take you home. But what about the wolf, if you can even call it that? We'll deal with that later, first, let's get you home, he said, as he put his hand on her back and led her away. When they were finally out of the woods, Leah asked, Tyler, do you really think that was a wolf? I'm pretty sure I heard hissing sound. I don't know either, but can you keep this between us? Why? Leah asked as she stared at him. It's just that we don't want any unnecessary panic. I'll tell my dad about the wolf and he can handle it. If it is a wolf, it's a shame I should have brought mason jars to catch those fireflies, Leah said in a sorrowful tone. You want we can go back after the wolf has been caught? Next time, just you and me? Yeah, like a date. Leah's eyes glanced sidewards in response, and she kept on walking. Then she asked, how did you fight off the monster? Oh, I didn't. She then turned and stared at him doubtfully. He smiled and said, I just threw some stones at it and ran. If you say so, she said as her facial expression clearly stated that she was doubting him. What? Are you disappointed? Yes. Tyler was taken aback by her honesty as he stepped back and paused for a while before continuing to walk beside her. She then continued. I thought that the sheriff's son would have skills to fight off a beast, but guess not. Well, the sheriff's main job here is to settle people's disputes. Kind of like a mediator. Since there is very little crime here, small town. I've passed by small towns on the way here. They were quite chaotic, but I guess that just means that the mayor and the sheriff are effective here. Which city did you come from? Oh, we were in Targovist. That's all the way in Wallachia, Tyler said in amazement. Yes. It's quite the distance. So what places have you traveled to? I have never been out of West Eden, unfortunately. That's a shame. What made you and your family want to relocate here of all places? Distance from the outbreak. We had to abandon our property overnight. Luckily, our uncle mentioned us in his will. You have a lot of relatives? Probably more, we're all over Europe. When they got to the castle, Tyler said. Listen, my lady, I am sorry about Emma, what she did earlier was totally uncalled for. But I hope you will keep an open mind when it comes to Arya, the girl they are sending over. Why is that? Her mother was burned at the stake and she had been an orphan since then. Are you telling me that I'm about to have a witch's daughter in my house? I'm not, of course not. She's totally harmless. Besides, the townspeople had no basis for burning her in the first place. Your uncle tried to save her, but failed. What did her mother do to be labeled a witch? She was praised as a healer until they turned against her, said she was practicing black magic. She had an affair. I'm really amazed by human stupidity. Don't worry, rest assured, we'll take care of her. Good night, Tyler. Leah said as she slowly shut the door. Leah smiled as she walked through the castle's dark hallway to get to her room. Like this story, comment, and subscribe to be notified when the next chapter comes out.